You have been in accounting and finance for over 18 years. Didn't you get bored with numbers?
CP has reported that over 75% of firms are seeking to hire more accountants over the next 5 years. For me, my philosophy is that life is a facet of many different things.
So, is there any recent trends in accounting industry which you think is emerging and also excites you the most?
Yeah, the use of technology is actually really exciting when it comes to the accounting world.
Hello, and welcome everyone to Hanson Career Connect, a platform to hear from experts who are making a profound impact in their fields. Tune in to learn how you can kickstart and elevate your career journey. I'm your host, Hardeep Kaur. In our today's topic, we will focus on the dynamic world of accounting, the field that is thriving with a lot of opportunities. Did you know that there are over 160,000 job vacancies for accountants and related fields across Canada posted every year? And we are gathered here to discuss how you can seize these opportunities with the right knowledge and right skills. Let's welcome our guest for today's topic, who's also my friend Inderdat Mahadeo, Vice President of Finance at Hanson College, and also a certified chartered accountant. Inderdat joined Hanson in 2019 as a controller and has since advanced to his current role. He enriched his team with valuable experience and expertise. Beyond his professional excellence, Inderdat is also a passionate athlete, participating in various sports all the time. And it's only because of him I can at least hold a table tennis racket right. Isn't that true, Inderdat?
Maybe so.
Well, I can also play fairly well. By the way, welcome to Hanson Career Connect, Inderdat.
Thank you for having me here today, and I hope that whatever knowledge I share would be somewhat helpful to the audience.
Definitely, definitely. How are you feeling today to be here?
To be honest, I'm a bit sad from yesterday. I lost team ping pong, against yourself and your partner. But apart from that, I'm doing really great because today I've been out doing some shopping, enjoying the weather. It's really nice out there. And I'm really happy and excited to be here at Hanson Career Connect.
Well, it's my pleasure to one just today and also to have you here today. To start our discussion today into that, you have been in accounting and finance for over 18 years. Didn't you get bored with numbers? And by the way, how did you get into this field?
Sure, I would love to address that. The first part, yes, getting bored with numbers. It's something that everyone gets into at some point in time, but I really love the topic of mathematics back in my high school days.
Mhm.
So I think that really helped me to appreciate numbers. And then later on, I started loving accounting too, because it's not just about the numbers afterwards, but interpreting the numbers apart from just like loving the numbers. So for me, it was really fantastic getting into those fields. I really started off my career lecturing on various accounting and business subjects, and that really propelled me to even love accounting further because I was loving that, dealing with the numbers, then teaching the numbers also. I then moved into the banking sector for a few years, but I was doing my Association of Chartered Certified Accounting designation.
Mhm.
And because of the requirement for 3 years of experience, I had to move from the banking sector
Okay.
into a chartered accounting industry where I was overseeing about 30 something clients. And that's where I gained even more knowledge in the accounting and the finance field, dealing with different kinds of subject matters and expertise in that area that developed me into that state. After that, I worked in as a controller at Legacy Private Trust, and then I moved to Hanson also as a controller, but then got promoted after 2 years to the VP of Finance position. So this is where I am today. But yes, it started off boring with some numbers at some point in time, but for me it was exciting, and then I am now the VP of Finance at Hanson College.
Yeah, your journey is very inspiring, and working
Thank
with
you.
you is a pleasure, by the way.
Same here too. Thank you.
Yeah. So you mentioned about your transition, right?
Yeah.
You started and then you grew in the accounting and finance field to your current role. What was the biggest challenge you faced during this transition?
Oh, so for me, the biggest challenge, which may not be relatively a challenge for other people out there, but it was a challenge for me. Because of moving from the banking sector into the accounting field, what I had lacked there at that point in time was the knowledge and know how of using the accounting software. So when I transitioned from the banking sector into the accounting industry, I had to go through 6 months of training, learning
Mhm.
Sage, QuickBooks, Microsoft Workplace Dynamics, and some payroll software such as ADP and Ceridian. So that was really my biggest challenge. But as I said, relatively to other folks, it may not be a challenge for them.
And I have been consulting a lot of young individuals in my career who want to pursue higher education. But whenever I brought up accounting as a career, some of them feel that accounting and finance is very hard, and there is a lack of opportunities. Do you think that it is a challenging industry? Also, if you can share some of the insights from your experience about opportunities in this industry too.
Yeah, sure. To answer your question, the first question, which is it a challenging industry? Maybe I'll start by saying for every successful person, they had to overcome some sort of challenge. And there's a saying out there that goes like this: without pain, there's no gain.
Yeah.
So yes, accounting industry, just like any other industry, there will always be some challenge, but as you overcome that, it's very rewarding at the end of it all. I would liken the accounting industry or an accountant similar to being a doctor or having a doctor in someone's life. Everyone in the world, I want to believe, have a doctor to diagnose their current state of health and then also to predict their future state of health. Similarly, in every business, you need an accountant to be able to uh, report on the current financial status and then predict the future financial status of that company. CP has reported that over 75% of firms are seeking to hire more accountants over the next 5 years. When we think about also from another perspective, the industries across the board, every industry runs on dollars. You have to have cash to be able to pay expenses and to continue running the business. And because of having cash in the business, there must be the need for some accountant, some knowledge of an accountant in that business, whether it's non for profit, so educational services, as I mentioned, non for profit, government organization, non government organization. Across the board, every industry need accountant. And in terms of the trajectory and where accountants could actually get to, or just a finance profession could get to, I would go back to one of the research that I've read in the past. Russell Reynolds Associates, they've mentioned that 33% of accounting professionals, especially when they're top executives such as CFOs, become the president or CEO of companies. A typical example will be Indra Nooyi. She joined PepsiCo in the year 1994 as the CFO and became the CEO of PepsiCo in the year 2006. When you think about the trajectory of the accounting industry, it offers a lot, getting someone to the top position that they would want to get to at the end of it all. So, yes, there's always challenge at the start, but at the end of it all, there's always gain too if someone is focused on what they want to become in the future.
No, that's very well said, and those examples are really good examples you have shared. I'm sure this will inspire many young individuals to see beyond challenges that there are also opportunities. And as you said, challenges are part of the life.
Yeah,
You need
it
to
must
have
be.
challenges to keep going.
Yeah.
So very well said. And the world is changing with full speed, especially with the integration of AI and technology. I think that's impacting all of us. And I started using ChatGPT, and my son is also using ChatGPT. He's only 6 years old, and I
Everyone
can
is using.
imagine how how the impacts are bigger than just us, but also the next generations, right? So, is there any recent trends in accounting industry which you think is emerging and also excites you the most?
Yeah, the use of technology is actually really exciting when it comes to the accounting world. It's always
Mhm.
been exciting from the start since 1978 when the first accounting softwares were brought out, VCalc and then also Peachtree. And now we have gotten to a stage where you have automatic financial statements, income statement, balance sheet,
Mhm.
accounts receivable, accounts payable listing automatically generated for you. So technology has gone a long way for us as accountants. And in the future, it will continue to go a long way for us. As we speak right now, Oracle is working on a voice command software. You speak and you get what you want at the end of it all, providing that the data is there, of course, because
Mhm.
accountants will be there. So it will enhance accountants. And when you think about simple tasks such as maybe entering expenses, Expensify and SAP Concur and various other software, simply scan a bill, no need for us to input the information manually. It's automatically inputted into the system, maybe some validation checks to be
Mhm.
done, and the information is transferred into the accounting software automatically for us to generate the financial statements. So technology will continue to be there. And as I'm speaking to, I'm just remembering another piece of article I read. Uh, right now, they're actually exploring how blockchain can be used to encrypt
Mhm.
accounting data because of many software being in the cloud these days. So, with the use of blockchain technology, that's going to help accountants to be more protected whilst working from home or wherever they are, tapping into that cloud information.
Wow. So
Yeah,
world is becoming very small
yeah,
day by day.
it is. Like it's no different from any other industry.
Yeah.
Every industry is impacted by technology. Similar to the accounting, the finance world, it's
Mhm.
impacted by technology too.
Yeah. So, are there any roles in accounting which you feel like are going to be diminishing with artificial intelligence trends or evolving technologies?
I think that's a good choice of word, diminishing. Not to say that it will be totally eradicated.
Yeah.
Um, let's talk about payroll, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Before, organizations would have about 10 employees or so on, it's depending on the size, doing payroll. But with an organization size of 10 employees doing payroll, now it's probably going to require like 2 or 3 employees.
Yeah.
You have so many different accounting software or payroll software that are out there that are helping accountants process payroll. So diminishing, yes, but not totally
I see.
eradicated. And that's one of the maybe a negative impacts for some people, but it's always good to embrace technology rather than not embrace it because that would mean, having negative effects for that person. Just embrace it and learn so that you could make yourself relevant to the accounting industry, not just now, but in the future. And
Okay.
as the world is changing when it comes to technology, I would advise any accountants to stay ahead of the curve.
Okay. So, not only focusing on numbers, but
No,
also
no,
see
stay
what the trends are out
and
there.
move along with that. Just
Yeah.
embrace it and learn more about it.
Yeah.
Blockchain, learn about it. Oracle, voice command software, learn about that.
Yeah, and into that, in your career journey, you have worked with many individuals in this field, from CEOs, CFOs, middle managers, and also with entry level positions,
Yeah,
right? So, for those who are looking to begin their career journey in this field, what does a typical workday look like?
sure. Well, I myself had to go through that multiple
Mm-hmm.
times, being in a typical workday of entry level positions. So it depends on the size of the organization. First of all, a big organization, you would often have to specialize in your tasks. Maybe you're doing accounts receivable all day long for the rest of the month.
Yeah.
But with a small organization, you get to spread yourself across different functions in the accounting department or the finance department. You might be covering things such as accounts receivable, accounts payable, data entry into the general ledger, generating the financial statements, supporting the annual audit, supporting taxation preparation, budgeting, forecasting, expense control, even collaborating with various departments when it comes to budgeting too. So it it goes across various departments and various functions, but again, it depends on the size of the organization. It may not be very strategic for an entry level position. Might just be simple entries or simple data information collecting. Um, but that's really to give a quick answer for an entry level position.
And are there any emerging skills that are becoming more important these days?
Yeah, I would say there's a quite a few emerging skills, but I think what's very important now these days, as we speak about technology now, we have technology that is being used to transition or move data from paper into the system. What accountants have to do more and more these days is to storytell those
Mm-hmm.
numbers rather than being very mechanical. The traditional way of doing things is making sure that the data is entered correctly, making sure that the financial statements are accurate, and that's really the 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 whole the whole height of everything. But
Mm-hmm.
now things have shifted a bit, but it's not just the numbers and the accuracy of the numbers, but tell me, what do these numbers mean and how can I use this information to impact the future of the company in a positive way?
Yeah.
So storytelling and making sure that information is shared in such a way that it could impact the users of the information.
That's very well said. So it's a combination of your practical skills, your education, and also soft skills
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well. Yeah.
And that's where employers, they're seeking employees in that kind of category, not just
Yeah.
doing the numbers or crunching the numbers, but more on the storytelling side.
So to enhance those skills, are there any certifications that students can choose to take if they want to enhance those skills?
Yeah. So the good thing about contemporary qualifications is that it takes into consideration, like for me, like I didn't have the accounting software skill.
Yeah.
and also not so much on the storytelling side. Qualifications that are given today, they take into consideration those things now.
Yeah.
When you're doing an accounting course, it pushes you to learn QuickBooks and Sage and all of those different things as a part of the course.
Yeah.
And also storytelling, you have to interpret financial statements to be able to get your qualification. But to answer your question, it depends on where that person wants to go in life. If someone is serious about their accounting journey or their finance journey, here in Canada, we have CPA.
Mm-hmm.
When I first came to Canada, I had ACCA, and then I
Okay.
had to transition that into my CPA, which is could be done. Some persons might be coming to Canada new with their home qualifications or designations, like myself. But if you're to go to CPA's website, there's something called a mutual recognition agreement between countries or between different accounting bodies that allows you to transition your qualifications into CPA by taking a few extra courses, which is what I went through.
Okay.
But if someone is serious, I would advise someone to go for the CPA. I know there's a lot of confusion with CMA, CAs, and all of the other chartered accounting designations out there. But everything now in Canada since 2014 has been rolled up into the CPA qualification.
Okay.
So that's really what I would advise someone if they're serious about their accounting journey. Yes, it's nice to have a bachelor in accounting, but if they're serious, I would say go with CPA.
When you're hiring somebody for entry level accounting positions, what qualifications do you look for?
So for an entry level position, it doesn't necessarily mean that that person may have their accounting designation as yet. They
Okay.
might be working on it, which is a good asset to have,
Yeah.
but they may not have that still. So some persons may have their diploma, which is ideal. If you have your diploma in accounting, that's actually good for an entry level position. But not just the qualification. What I would say is that the other specific skills that are required to excel, it's very vital when it comes to doing accounting for an organization. It's like being a chef and you don't have a knife in the kitchen. You have to have a knife in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So an accountant's knife is Excel. You must have
Yes.
Excel as your back end. Knowing the accounting software, do not be like me where I had to spend 6 months trying to learn the accounting software. When I transitioned to the accounting field already, I had all of the knowledge, all of the different kind of pieces that I needed to have, but I was missing that piece of
Yeah.
information, that component of the accounting software. So having that accounting software. Then the soft skills are important too as an accountant. Someone must be able to demonstrate that they're confidential, they're honest, they're professional. And the accounting industry requires and demands that individual to be like that. Not to say that that person cannot be someone of fun or have a party life, but as an accountant, you must be professional on the job.
Many people see accountants as just number crunchers. Let's be honest, okay? But I know you personally, so I think you can add a lot of value to the young individuals who want to pursue in this field. That
Yeah.
how do you balance your business excellence and with your love for sports? Like, you need to share some tips with our listeners that if you're accountant, you don't have to be busy all the time with work, but there's also time. How do you find time for the love of sport you have?
I would probably want to take it maybe a bit a level up, which is it has to do with someone's life philosophy or
Uh-huh.
someone's thinking about life in the first place. If someone's thinking about life is, you know what, my job is my life, it's hard to get that person out from thinking that they should only be a number cruncher. For me, my philosophy is that life is a facet of many different things. My job is one, my family is one, having an active life in sport is one, a social life is also one. But of course, at times you may have conflicting priorities. Which one do you go for? So family comes first, job, then the other things comes after. So for me now, when it comes to sports, to answer that question specifically, how do I, get the balance for time to play sports and to lose matches against you sometimes and the rest of your partners? But it's about priority when even when it comes to sports. Do I go play ping pong or table tennis, or do I go, socialize with a few friends out there? But I choose to be active
Yeah.
rather than that. So it's always a trade off when it comes to life overall. And what do you want to do? What do you want to enjoy in life?
And into that, if there is only one advice you want to share with students or to individuals who are looking into a career in accounting, what would that be?
I would say start now.
Mhm.
The reason why is that if someone is to start their career in accounting, let's say at age 18 or 20, something around there, and they're to retire at age 60 approximately, during that period of time, they have over 40 years of experience gain if they're to start now. What that means is that they have the opportunity to grow to that president or CEO level, like Andrew Nayu at some point in time, if they
Mhm.
want to become that. But if they delay that, maybe until they're in their 30s or until their 40s, then they have less of a timeline to be able to enjoy the fullness of the accounting career. So for
Okay.
someone who is contemplating what should I do in the accounting field or the finance field, and they're thinking too long for that, I would just start now. You would never waste that. Even if you decide to change later on, you could always use the qualification, the knowledge, and whatever you've studied so far and transition that into maybe business or even marketing or something like that. Every different discipline out there in the education field requires accounting. Even if you study law, you need to know accounting. You study
Yeah.
business, you need to know accounting. So whatever you have studied would not go to waste.
Yeah. And you said it very well. Start now. And I feel like that applies to everything in life.
Yes.
If you want to do something, start now. That's my motto for the today. Okay.
It's like Nike's logo. It says just do it,
Just do it. That's
right?
right.
Just
Okay.
do it.
And I want to talk to you about mentorship. I learned that very late in my life, the importance of mentorship. There's so many individuals who have done it all already, who are more successful, and maybe sometimes you look up to them and feel like I want to be there one day too. But then you don't know how to start or where to go with, and you're always hesitant and shy to even ask, right? So could you please share some tips on mentorship, that how can somebody approach their mentors or people they aspire for the mentorship guidance?
Yeah, that's a really good thing to know for a young person wishing to
Mhm.
start out their career, just anyone who wishes to start out their career. Mentorship is actually key. It will take you a long way. People who have been there, they have done it. It's always good to get your advice. And I feel in that. And if I could advise anyone, just if you find someone or you see someone that might be a mentor to you, just reach out. The problem is, as you rightly said, is that sometimes we're shy, we're
Mhm.
hesitant. Like, should I go ask this person to help me or to guide me in something? And then we are worried what this person might think. Just go ask. The only thing could happen is that a person will say yes or no, and
Yeah.
we get the answer right there and then. If that person doesn't work out, then we go to the other person and ask. So we may have like two or three persons on our list of target. Like, okay, I want this person to become my mentor or help me, guide me along with certain things. So just go ask, and that person might be open. And the other thing too is that some organizations they offer mentorship too. It
Mhm.
may require a fee. Remember when I was doing my CPA, I had to select that I need that mentorship, and then CPA actually had their mentorship program that I just have to select I need a mentor, and they would actually bridge me with one
Mhm.
of the mentors. So some organizations out there, professional bodies, could offer mentorship programs. So there might be other bodies out there that might have mentorship programs too. But without even thinking about those organizations, as I said, just ask someone
Yeah.
that you might be comfortable with, or even if it's not something you're comfortable with, just ask them for some guidance in some area, and you never know where that could lead to.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that. And it's okay if somebody says no. Just ask
Correct.
somebody else again.
That's the worst could
Right?
happen,
Just
right?
keep going until you get the answers you need.
Yep.
Yes. No, that's really really good. Thank you so much into that for sharing your valuable insights and experience with us today. Your journey through the accounting landscape is not just inspiring, but a testament to individuals who look to begin their journey in this field. Thank you so much again for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, and I hope that the information that I've shared was somewhat helpful to the listeners. And if there's any questions, I'll be more than happy to address those questions after.
As we wrap up, I hope you all feel inspired and ready to explore the exciting opportunities ahead in this field. With over 160,000 job openings annually, the door is wide open. It's your chance to step through and make your mark. Whether you're starting a new program or you're doubtful about getting into a new industry, Hanson College is here to guide you at every step of your journey. Visit our website and explore a variety of programs we're offering and connect with our admissions team today. Thank you for tuning into Hanson Career Connect. Stay curious, stay connected, and until we meet next time, keep striving for excellence in your career journey. Thank you.